And welcome inside the Backstage Pass for a Thursday, presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. Check them out. EasyLiquor.com is the best way to get that bottle sent directly to your door. Some online shopping. I did some today, so make sure you do that. Take care of our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. MitchMacs.com as well, the official merchandise provider of the Backstage Pass. Some cool men's and ladies' apparel, coffee mugs, and a whole lot of things to check out there. And our good friends at Hank Jr. Productions. Pleased to be here on a Thursday. It's actually Cinco de Mayo. Happy 5th of May to everybody out there, too, at the same time. A lot of drinking going on this weekend. Probably some Bangtail whiskey and some other beverages as we approach the weekend. Mother's Day. Happy early Mother's Day to all the moms out there, no doubt. And, hey, pleased to welcome in a guy that's been on this program before. I love his music. He's got a new single out called Catching Hell. We all can catch hell every now and then, which is a good thing. Adam Warner joins us here on the Backstage Pass. Adam, what's up, man?
How's it going, brother?
Man, we're just hanging in there. Been doing this thing over 3 years. So we're talking a little bit before the show, and
Yeah.
a lot to catch up on since we last. Well,
congratulations on the third year, man. It's awesome. I think 2019 was the last time we talked.
That's crazy.
So.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
man.
Crazy.
I tell you, brother. Well, I tell you what, you sure mastered the art of a good time with these songs. I'm gonna start at the top here because I love this, and we're gonna play a acoustic video with the long-haired country boy, which is one of the greatest country songs from the late great, of course, Charlie Daniels and Charlie Daniels Band, coming up in the broadcast today. But a lot to talk about. Let's kind of start with some new stuff here. Get me up to date on Catching Hell. It came out April 6th for you guys across all the platforms. How excited was it again to get new music out to the fans, country music fans, and also exciting to work on a song like Catching Hell?
Yeah, I keep telling people I've never been so excited to release music, and that's because when the pandemic hit, we had Catching Hell was already written, but I didn't really have any way of getting out there and supporting my own music other than just throwing it out on the internet and hoping it catches fire somehow. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise being able to not releasing music for a full year, and then at the beginning of the year coming out hot with that song. It's a lot of fun to play live, and it was a lot of fun making that music video too. Anytime I can get to go fishing and and do my job at the same time, then it's a win.
That's not really a job. You make the music, go fishing at the same time. That's pretty lax when you get a chance to work out there, but you're doing what you love to do, so you don't work a day in your life. That's always a good thing too.
Absolutely.
Man, I love the fact that you kind of live life and a little bit of that country upbringing. I know last time we talked, I know you a Marine, so I salute you for that too. At the same time, you learned so much, brother, and it's a great catalog of music you have. It's up tempo, it's that rock country I like, and people hear it in a lot of songs. Talk about your style, and if somebody has never heard Adam Warner, the artist, what kind of ride are they in for, brother?
Yeah, I love traditional style country music, but I also grew up like with Southern rock and roll music. So leaning forward, I kind of wanted to take the best of both worlds, and definitely I think this new music shows that. I love those big rock guitars and the big drums, and I always it's almost I rather put on a rock show than a show where people sit down the whole time. I want my music to get you up out of your chair. So I try to do that with my style of writing and also the production behind it.
It's a cool thing. I always told you I can't wait to get to a show and meet you in person one day, no doubt. Hey, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
The Can't Get Enough EP, I know came out for you guys. I believe that was 2018. How much fun was it to work on that one? And a special song that I remember us talking about was Simplify, the duet with Trace Atkins you guys put out there. I mean, Trace synonymous in country music for so many years and one of the top dogs in the game. What was that like for the Can't Get Enough EP, and also to work with Trace on that project?
Yeah, that was kind of the first leap forward in making music. So it's kind of like having a kid, I guess. I don't have any children yet, but that's kind of the way it felt like to me. Is just I wanted it to be perfect, and I felt like the songs needed to be this and that. And moving forward now, it's a lot more fun because it's, I kind of like let the music speak for itself in a sense. But it was an honor to be able to record songs by the late great Kim Williams, Hall of Fame songwriter. There's a couple of his songs on there, and then like you said with Trace, I've just learned so much from Trace throughout the years, and he's given me so many opportunities to help make my, audience grow by letting me open some shows for him. But man, he's such a pro to work with. I mean, it was something else. I mean, it's just like I know Trace, and then it's like when he was in the studio, it's like he flips a switch, and then all of a sudden it's just like, all right, he's working. It's time to work. And man, he was done in like 2 takes, and I was like, dang, it took me like 40 to get that thing right. That's how fast I mean, like you said, I mean, he's a top notch guy, and just
Mhm.
pro at what he does. But yeah, I feel very blessed that I've been able to kind of shadow him in the sense of watching how he gets it done and works, and it's been an experience to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and the cool thing is you associated yourself with some great acts and who are pros, and I know that you got a chance to kind of do some shows with, Lee Bryce. I've had Lee on the
Yeah,
show many times. We talked about that. Rhonda Vincent just got inducted into the Grand Ole Opry.
yeah,
And just so many cool things. I mean, talk about that. Some people say it's like going back to school, and like
hmm
you get to open with these people, meet these great acts and artists in Nashville. Just talk about what you learn kind of after you do a set at a show and kind of how they work their thing. And then people say it's like, well, taking notes. And I'm like, that may
yeah.
or may not take some of that back to incorporate into my own show, but just cool standing next to legends.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think everyone, like you said, man, it's such a learning experience doing those types of shows too, because you think like as an artist, like, oh, I'm ready, I can do this and I can do that, and I'm ready to play in front of however many, and then you go play your show and you feel real good about it, and you think you just set the world on fire, and then you see a Lee Bryce walk out on stage, and you're like, oh, all right, so I got some work to do still. But and I do that, man. Like I just went to a concert or a music festival in Atlanta last
Hmm.
weekend, and it was mostly all rock music. And man, I felt like I should have had a notepad the whole time. I was like, all right, definitely using that. All right, doing that. You know what I mean? Like we got to see Green Day, and
Oh yeah.
man, like they just knocked it out of the park. It was crazy. Yeah, I
It's
did too. I stole some moves. I was like, all right, I'm putting this in my show.
just going in my performance right here for the stage presence, no doubt. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if we asked you about this last time, but I know, man, the Grand Ole Opry House has to be cool, legendary up there in
hmm
Nashville. I didn't get a chance to see it when I was up there covering the CRS event this past year, but someone God can use.
Yeah.
Maybe we did touch on this last time you were on. Like I said, it's been a couple of years. I mean, we slept since
Yeah.
then. Both of us have. But I
Absolutely.
mean, that still has to stick out as one of the best memories for Adam Warner,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Performing that at the Grand
That
Ole Opry House.
absolutely, man. And again, that was one of those performances too. Like I was trying to take it in, and it happened so quick, but just a very surreal moment. Walking out and just all the country music legends and just like singers in general that have been on that stage and sang. It was definitely. A bucket list type of moment for me. And then just blessed and fortunate enough, I actually get to do it again this year,
Oh
June
man,
12th, I think,
I love
if I
that
remember
too.
right. I think June 12th.
Stepping in that circle, man, is always a
Ah,
cool thing.
unforgettable.
I can only imagine. Hey, I want to go back a little bit before we play the video Long Haired Country Boy and get into the Charlie Daniels relationship and of course just how much he meant to you growing up as an icon, no doubt. The songs that made me Adam Warner,
Mhm.
I mean, last time we had talked, I took the whole album. I mean, I loved everything you put on there.
Right.
Papa Loves Mama. We had, of course, Long Haired Country Boy off of it too. Living on Tulsa Time. Some of those classics, Lukenbach, Texas. You go back and growing up, and people talk about getting used to that type of music, the '90s sound,
Mm.
the '80s sound, the '70s sound. And I don't know if we're ever going to see. I mean, I think the '90s is making a little bit of a comeback now, depending on which
Yeah.
artist you talk about. But man, that's such a special time. I'm not sure if we're going to see that again. But also, you do a lot of cool things with the songs that made me.
Yeah, and it's like you said, man. Like for me, it's just such a. I love seeing the time period of how like country music has evolved from, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then you got the 2000s, and now, like you said, everything's kind of cyclical, and now it's starting to kind of
Mm-hmm.
come back to that 90s vibe, which I love because that's kind of music I grew up on. But yeah, that album was just like what it said. I mean, those were the songs that I was singing karaoke to, sitting in a tractor in southeastern Illinois, riding back and forth, turning dirt. And yeah, I just come to find out, again, Kim Williams, he wrote Papa Love Mama, and it's just I love that time period of music, man. And then I didn't really get introduced into the like the Waylon and the Willie and Merle era until a little later on in life. And I don't say introduced to it. I just didn't have as when I was younger, it just wasn't it didn't capture me as much. And then the older I got, just listening to the lyrics of those songs, it's just it hits you a little bit different.
That's the cool thing about it. And like you said, those are songs that are going to stick with you for a
Mm-hmm.
long, long time. Let's talk about this, and we'll play the video. Long Haired Country Boy, the acoustic performance. You guys, a lot of cool things coming up next week, in fact, with that song. But I want to get to the news of the hour. I like to say is new singles coming out here. The 18th, I believe that is a Friday, if I'm not mistaken, or Thursday.
Yeah.
Come pretty close that week. A Wednesday, actually, Wednesday of that week. 18th is a Wednesday, May 18th. You guys have a cool single coming out. Talk about that. I believe it's Reason to Redneck, right?
Yeah, man, I love this song. So my friend Mark Addison Chandler wrote this song with Dawson Edwards and Davis Corley, I believe. And the first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm cutting that." He was like, "Well," I was like, "He's like, I don't know. I think Dawson might require." I was like, "No, I want that song." So I had to talk him into it and fight for it for about a month. But I'm so glad that I finally got to record it. It's just such a fun song, man. You know, upbeat, kind of just. The title says it all. Reason to Redneck, you know. So I'm excited for that one to come out. And it seems, we played it. I've been playing it live, just since the beginning of the year. Really, I played it in Las Vegas at Stoney's, and it had a really good. The audience seemed to like it, and they sang along a little bit. I had to teach them the words, of course, but it's gonna be a fun one, man. I think people are gonna really enjoy that one.
I like that too. May 18th it comes out too, and of course I know you guys have a lot probably in the can and getting ready for I'm sure an EP or a full length album kind of down the stretch as we look at that too, to keep just putting out now that shows are back and performing in front of fans. You guys are on stage doing what you do best. I'm sure there's more music to kind of pour out there to fans, right?
Oh yeah, we got 6 singles coming out this year, and then in November releasing a full length album. So it'll be 12 songs total, and then like I said, 6 of those are going to be singles. So the album's going to be called "What We're Known For."
Okay.
And that'll be the last single I release too.
All right, I'm gonna go back to that "Can't Get Enough" EP because I couldn't get enough, no doubt. That's what made me enjoy that so much. I'm gonna make sure I get the title right because I love the song. I love her. She hates me. I drink. If that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Let's talk about the arrangement of that one too, because I thought it had, again, you put your own Adam Warner touch on that one too.
Yeah. No. Again, that's one of Kim's songs, and it was again one of those songs like. First of all, like I hadn't even heard the music yet, and I was just kind of looking through his catalog, and I saw that title, and I was like, I gotta listen to this one. And I want to say Daryl Worley maybe sang the demo on it too. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that one. I want to say it was him. But anyway, I listened to it, and I was just like, ooh, yeah, I'm cutting that song, and I got permission to put it out there. And, I really wanted to keep the integrity of, because I think Kim wrote that song again, like probably in the early 90s. And I really wanted to keep that integrity of that particular sound, steel guitar. And, of course I threw some electric in there just to spice things up and give it my little touch, but definitely wanted to keep it along that same groove of like that 90s feel. But that's still one of my favorite songs off that entire project. I love that song.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to. I'm sure you fit that in, find a place of the show to put that one, no doubt, which is always a fan favorite out there. I can only imagine, no doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, there's this connection with Charlie Daniels, and there's this song called Long Haired Country Boy, and we're going to play the acoustic video right now, again, from Adam Warner. You can check him out, of course, all over socials out there. And then Adam Warner is country.com. That's a great website. I like the way you put that out there because that describes everything there. We're going to talk a little thing about the Tennessee Titans and a big song that's called Welcome to the South. They use as some anthem for home games there at Nissan Stadium there just a couple of years ago. And I tell you what, it's always fun catching up with you. So here we go. It's Adam Warner, Long-Haired Country Boy. Stick with us. We'll have our word from Bangtail Whiskey and our good friends over at MitchMacs. Come back, talk about this song, break down Charlie Daniels. And there's also some news next week coming out of the camp involving Macon, Georgia. We're going to talk about that in this song where it fits. It's Adam Warner. It's the Backstage Pass presented by Bangtail Whiskey, MitchMacs.com, and our good friends at Hank Jr. Productions. Here it is on the show. Hang tight.
People say I'm no good, I'm crazy as a loon, 'cause I get stoned in the morning and drunk in the afternoon. I'm kinda like my old blue tick hound, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but I damn sure got it made, and I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. Preacher man talking on TV, he's putting down the rock and roll. Wants me to send a donation, 'cause he's worried about my soul. Well, Jesus walked on water, yeah, I know that it's true. But sometimes I think that old preacher man I'd like to do a little walking too. And I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. A poor girl wants to marry, a rich girl wants to flirt. A rich man goes to college, and us poor boys go to work. A drunkard wants another drink of wine, and a politician wants a vote. Well, I don't want much of nothing at all, but I will take another toke, and I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here with Nashville recording artist Adam Warner on the program. Check him out. AdamWarnerIsCountry.com. And of course, Catching Hell's the latest single across all the platforms. May 18th. Reason to Redneck. Can't wait for that one too. And setting up 6 more singles due out this year. And of course, a lot of cool things going on in, tell you what, your neck of the woods. We're live on the YouTube channel, the Backstage Pass. Go subscribe there. And of course, we're live at the sportsguyspodcast.com, which we are powered by here on the show. Thanks to our good friends, Creative Inc. out there in California. All right, let's talk about this before I break down the Charlie Daniels side of things. Welcome to the South. Everybody knows football is king down here. I love my Cardinals, but at the same time, I'll tell you this, man, it's great being a baseball fan in conjunction with a football fan. This was a big anthem for you guys, 2018 at Nissan Stadium, when, of course, the guys would run out the flag and things like that. How did you get connected with that project? And still today, that has to be like a blur, but at the same time, one of the best things you ever accomplished, right?
Yeah, I mean, so that was all my manager's doing. He actually, I was on my way to a right one day, and he called me like en route to the right, and he would kind of give me the feedback of what the Titans were looking for, and I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I guess. I was like, they're not going to use a song. You know what I mean? Like, I just never thought that they would use anything that we came up with. But yeah, so we wrote the song "Welcome to the South," and I just remember walking into John Robertson's office, the GM of the Titans, and he was like, "So let's see what you got. Let's hear it." So we throw it up on his speakers or whatnot, and he just kind of looked there, and he was like, "Play that one more time." And I was like, "All right, that can't be a bad thing." So then after the second time, then he called in the head coach, and he was like, "Hey, coach, what do you think of this?" And coach was like, "I love that." And I think it was Malarkey at the time.
Yeah.
And he was like, "All right, cool." He's like, "So you care if we use your song?" I was like, "Nope." He goes, "I think we're going to shoot a video for it too. You'd be all right doing a video with like the cheerleaders and whatnot, wouldn't you?" And I was like, "Yep." It was crazy, and then being able to see it up on the jumbo screen and stuff from the field. I think that even the craziest part about that was like when the song was playing, like I was so distracted by standing like within like 5 feet of Derrick Henry. I was like, God, these guys are enormous, you know. So like I didn't even get the full experience because I was so blown away by how big the football players were. So.
I love that. Just a huge endeavor, no doubt, man. Feather in your cap, and then props to that too at the same time. And I'll tell you what, they're expected to be on the radar. Just NFL draft just passed too at the same time, and Malik Willis is now kind of the player, the quarterback that kind of slid out of the first, second round, third round. So they took him now at the third round pick, I believe it was. But here's a kid that can, like I said, zone option, read option. He can do it all, man. He's quick, his feet, a little Lamar Jackson comparisons, but there's still a little bit left in Tannehill. I'm excited for this year and getting a healthy Henry back with an offensive line too at the same time. And I think Mike Vrabel and staff are going to be okay. Like I said, been close, knocking on the door the last couple of years. So I'm excited to see being a Cardinal fan, you're probably a Titan fan at the same time. Excited to see what kind of version of Tennessee we get this year, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. Like after the end of last year, I'm with you. As long as I think we have a healthy Derrick and we can keep him healthy. Yeah. And that defense steps up. I think we got to get a shot at it as anybody else for sure.
It'll be a fun season coming up. Of course, next week on Thursday, I think it's the 12th, the NFL schedule gets released for the 2022 season. So a lot of NFL fans are already asking me questions about that too. I'm like, hey, I'll put it out there whenever it's released, but I'm not going to jump the gun, just like an artist does not jump the gun when they put out a new single. No doubt about that. Right. Hey, let's go into this because we played Long-Haired Country Boy. Again, iconic tune in music. I mean, Charlie Daniels, the late, great Charlie Daniels, God rest his soul, and just the whole band, the friends. You have a special connection there that goes way beyond, like I said, just a personal connection there too. I know you guys, a special story headed down to Macon, Georgia to record this song, I believe, next week. And I love talking about things like this, huge accomplishments, kind of unravel it to everybody.
Sure. Excuse me. So again, Charlie was always one of my heroes growing up. I loved his music. I told people, like, I remember my first 2 CDs for all you kids out there. I remember my first 2 CDs I ever got. My grandma got me the Brooks and Dunn album, and then my mom had Charlie Daniels' Greatest Hits in the car. So it was actually hers, and she was like, "You need to listen to this." So she started playing me Charlie's stuff, And even as a young kid, like that was the song I fell in love with. It wasn't "Devil Went Down to Georgia"; it was "Long Hair Country Boy."
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward a few years, or a while, I guess. I'm in Nashville. My publicist at the time was Charlie's publicist as
Mm-hmm.
well,
Mm-hmm.
and we were supposed to meet at the Grand Ole Opry. And long story short, I ended up getting booked. I was not able to make it, and then not long after that, Charlie passed. So never got to make the introduction. But
Mm-hmm.
again, his style of music was such an influence on me, and I think that's what the cool thing just about music in general. It lives forever, and that's kind of my goal with this song is. I love it so much. I just I want to put it out there and keep his name alive, keep his music alive
Mm-hmm.
best I can anyway. And we're heading down to Macon, Georgia, next week actually, and we're gonna film the music video at the same studio that Charlie originally cut that song in back in '75, I think it was.
Yeah, it's going to be a highlight, no doubt. I can't wait to see the music video put out there for it. Definitely, it's a huge accomplishment for you, man. And like I said, I love it. And you kind of live that creed, man, that you talked about. Do what you love to do, live, because this thing called life. There's only one ride. There's no restart button. And look back at it, it's like, man, take that chance. Hell, I did 3 years ago when I started this thing up, and I tell people I'm looking back and I'm like, best move I ever made, no doubt about it. For you, it kind of goes that way with music too. It's like, you can do this. You put in a lot of hours. A lot of people don't see the work that goes on behind the scenes, but you love to do that, and you put your heart and soul out there for your live shows, your music. I feel it. A lot of people feel it. So again, that's probably one of the greatest things out there for you is to do something you love, right? Being music.
Absolutely. And it's like you said, man. I mean, you just at some point, you got to kind of take that leap of faith, and I can, give my wife most of the credit for that because I was a songwriter at the time, and I was always flirting around with the artist route. And she just said, what better time than now? She was like, I don't want you to be sitting at home 20 years from now saying, man, I wonder what would have happened if I would have done this. So I took her advice and just went all in. And, it's been 7.5 years in the making so far. So it's definitely a grind, but just like with your podcast, I mean, it's worth every second of it, getting to do what it is that you want to do and what you love, and you're your boss, and the only person you can blame is yourself whenever you don't show up.
That's the truth, brother. You said it right there. The last sentence made total sense of everything we've done out there too, man. Well, I tell you what, I love to finish on this little thing called rapid fire, so it gets a chance, the audience. Of course, I know you on a personal basis, and maybe there's some things I don't know, but the cool thing is I put a lot of things out there, series of funny questions, so we get to know you more on the personal side. All right, the latest series. I guess yourself or you and the wife got into when it comes to binge watching. What do you guys enjoy?
Oh, Ozarks.
Raise that hand and put me in church, brother. We finished. Did you finish it?
Yeah, we got 2 episodes left.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it right there.
Yeah, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Yet.
No. It trust me. It's worth the wait. And we did it. I think it was in 1 day or no 2 days.
Oh yeah.
And it was the last 7.
That's how we were with the first part of the like. We kind of made ourselves a deal because like every season that came out, we're like, all right, we're going to spread it out. And then we watch it all in 1 day. So this last season, we said the same thing about the front half. I was like, all right, let's only do 1 episode a night. Let's kind of spread it out because, this was last season. And of course we watched it all in like 1 or 2 days. So the back half, we've stuck to our guns and we're like just 1 episode a night. So we got 2 left, but it's that's our go-to.
It's a adrenaline rush, man. Bateman and Laura Linney's character, they're just phenomenal talents. My goodness, so man, the whole thing is phenomenal. If you had to check that out, Ozark is something you guys need to watch. It's right up there with Breaking Bad and of course Better Call Saul and a whole bunch of other cool shows out there. Schitt's Creek. I mean, a whole bunch of cool things that they really came out, of course, during the pandemic and still out there for watching pleasure, no doubt. All right, away from music, what are some of the other hobbies? I mean, I know fishing's a big one. What are some of the other ones people may not know?
Like you said, fishing is a giant one for me. Believe it or not, I love music festivals too. I love learning about new artists, not necessarily country, like all genres. It's just I found a band in Atlanta, and I'm probably going to butcher their name, and I apologize. I think it's called Colony House. They're a rock band, but never heard of them before in my life. And they blew me away. I was just like, these guys, like instant fans. So love music. You know, I know it's not like necessarily outside of music, but I love going to concerts.
Mm-hmm.
And I love learning about new artists and in all genres of music, because it's just an inspiration to me too, you know, like to see how other people put on their shows. And again, I'm kind of like a sponge, so I'm trying to figure out how to make my show as best as I can too. So definitely like doing that. And just, you know, nature type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We like to take the dog on the little hikes and stuff like that around here in Tennessee. So it's always good to get outside as well.
I love that too. All right, let's do kind of. I love it from time to time. Fill in the blank. I call it best part of being a musician is, what would that be?
Waking up at the crack of noon for a sunrise. It's so funny because except for my buddy Mark, he was a Army Special Forces guy, and of course I was in the Marine Corps. But it's so funny because like I started booking rehearsals and stuff at like 9 a.m. because I wanted to get it over with. And all my bandmates are like, "Man, you got to get on musician time, bro." He was like, "We wake up at the crack of noon, you know." So
I love it.
yeah,
That's good stuff right there. Yeah, exactly. Cracking dudes about what people have told me. That's the best part of it. I remember back in the teen days, the teens, that's what we do is going to school. And now
yeah,
I actually educate the same teens, I guess you could say that I'm an educator by day. And definitely, I
that's
know when they
awesome.
come in tired because I remember those days. I remember how I would just come down, put your head on the desk
Yeah,
and be tired from working, 8 hours the night before, or working that graveyard shift till midnight and trying to get your homework and stuff done. It's pretty crazy how to balance that particular schedule. All right, let's talk food. What do you enjoy cooking with the wife? What do you enjoy with on the takeout side too?
oh man, take outside. I am a pizza junkie, and it's like two of my favorite things are pizza and sushi. They're completely
Mm-hmm.
opposite, but I love a good pie. It's my favorite thing. I got a buddy of mine in Las Vegas that he is also a pizza junkie. He's the booker for Stoney's, the club there,
Okay.
and we hit it off so well because like I opened my phone up and I was like flipping through my phone, and he like looked over my shoulder and there was like 10 pictures in a row of like different pizzas. And he was like, bro, check this out. So he pulls his phone out and he's showing me all his pizzas. But if I'm cooking, wife and I have different taste buds. So
Mm-hmm.
she's vegetarian, doesn't eat meat, or vegan rather, doesn't have dairy either. And
Mm-hmm.
I love steak and chicken. So uh, I love grilling out. I love a good cheeseburger too on the grill or a good steak. And of course, I'll roast some veggies for her as well too. But that's about as good as it gets for
Hey,
me.
that's brother. When it comes to grilling, that's what I do, and the rest of the pots and pans I don't touch because, like I said, it's
Absolutely.
I'm not a cast iron fan. Although I love what comes out of it, I just don't know how to clean
Right.
it. But she does all the work there, and I tell you this, man, being a new father too, it's like you see your kid growing up now, and they go through these stages. Like last time we went out to eat, and I'm like, made her like the little plate, and you have like some of the meat right here, some of the noodles. You get the carbs
Yeah.
on one side, you put some veggies on the other side. I've never seen a kid like I was picky eating. Holy crap, dude! Being a new father of a 2-year-old, she's like just sitting there like I'll eat it when I want to. Oh, then I'll pick up my drink now. I'll put my drink down. All these different stages they go through, man. It's like okay, I
That's
don't
hilarious.
chicken Alfredo. I'm not sure I'm gonna touch that. Green beans. Y'all grab a green bean, and then I'm eating beans, and she points to me. I'm like, oh, daddy, oh crap, okay. So now she wants the pinto bean, so I slide the thing over. I'm like,
That's so
no,
funny.
use the spoon. Use the spoon. So it's become
Love it.
a challenge at the same time. When you get to be a dad, it's going to change
Can't
your life.
wait.
So that did happen over the last a couple of years, but it's pretty cool. I tell you,
Congrats.
being a first time dad, man. I tell you what
That's
else
awesome.
is awesome, brother. The story, the music. I'm so glad we got a chance to catch up today here on the show. First time in a couple of years we had talked, but hey, congratulations! The success is definitely going
Thank you.
forward for you. And again, catching hills out there across all the platforms. Reason to Redneck is May 18th on that Wednesday. And of course, the new music video, Long Haired Country Boy, they're going to shoot that in Macon, Georgia next week, where Charlie Daniels recorded that very song there in that beautiful town of Macon, Georgia. Hey, continued success going forward. Brother, come back anytime, my friend. Always enjoy our chat.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me. It's good catching up. It's been
Yeah,
too
no doubt.
long.
It's
We
been
got
too
we got
long. Yes.
we got to do it more than every 2 years.
Yeah, we do, brother. Like I said, good luck with the fishing out there as it changes seasons now. We're in the spring and, of course, summer. And I tell you what, I got to get back and put a line in the water, too. Y'all be sure to check out AdamWarnerIsCountry.com. And, of course, check out the tour schedule, merchandise out there, and, of course, his YouTube channel. Thanks to, of course, everybody out there, MitchMacs.com, our friends at Hank Jr. Productions, and Bangtail Whiskey. Of course, a great whiskey company out of Florida. Check them out. EasyLiquor.com. Get that bottle sent directly to your door. Have a drink this weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. We're not done for the week, though. Houston Bernard tomorrow. We're going to talk about a song called Hangover he's got out there, too, right now. So that's a perfect way to end a week there, drinking with a hangover, I guess. Happy Mother's Day out there. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Backstage Pass, same bat time, same channel, the sportsguidespodcast.com for all shows, and, of course, the Backstage Pass YouTube channel. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, 4 o'clock here on the show. Until then, take care. Have a great night.